What does custom to the core mean?
That means we specialize in making custom type of fabrications. We don't crank out the same thing over and over and over again. Somebody will say, hey, we need this. And it's this completely one of a kind, unique, custom type of structures or tanks or pressure vessels. And we may never make that exact same thing again.
We have always built big, unique, challenging things that scare other people away. And that's fantastic, because that's what our customer base loves, is that we don't say no, we figure it out.
I would call it very heavy structural steel that many smaller shops don't have the capacity to do. So very thick steel, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, very, very heavy. We've seen projects that were like 200,000 pounds, very hard to lift and move. And we have really great tradespeople that get all that done. So heavy steel, I guess you could categorize it that way, and very large footprint too.
And what is footprint?
That's the overall dimensions of it. When it sits someplace, if you measure this way, measure that way, the footprint that it takes up.
And now being able to support the shipyard, doing a lot of the shipyard building and being a direct support to them is really, really cool and kind of awesome. We're affecting, I think, more lives, and a bigger effect on the overall community.
I built a aluminum torpedo launch tube. That was pretty cool. It was like 10-inch pipe of aluminum. We built a clean room, which was 3-story building, stainless steel building, and it had a retractable top on top of it. That way, when they set it on top of the submarine, that they could extract the reactor, and in case it leaked, that room was supposed to contain the radiation if it did leak.
We built some wind tunnel segments for NASA. They were so big, they consumed the entire bays of our fabrication area. They barely fit out the doors. They had maybe 2 inches of clearance all the way around as we manipulated the inside overhead cranes and an outside 70-ton crane to move it out. News stations filmed us driving it to NASA at a caterpillar slow pace. Traffic stopped and looked, and we got to say, Riggins built that.
And when one day they was building something and I didn't realize, and they say, hey, the crane coming. I said, the crane? He said, yeah, you need a crane to move that. I said, oh my gosh. And I actually went to Mike. It was Mike. And I said, you built that? It was what was it? I think it was a big pipe or something. And I looked at him like a superhero, like I see this on TV, and that's what made it fun, because I see it live every day.
What makes it unique is we don't build the same thing twice. One week we're building things that can be moved by hand, and the next week you have to have a crane because they're taller than the building.
And it's just fascinating, you know, to take just a regular piece of metal and make things with it. I don't know, it's cool, you know.
Especially like stuff for the Navy, you know. I mean, I love America, and this is America for America. So, you know, by America, for America.